Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings this morning, or wherever you all, at the time of day it may be. It's a good morning. It's a good morning. And every morning that we can get up and breathe, it is a good morning. There's no doubt about that. But sometimes we have hardships, we have struggles that we have to endure. And, sometimes when you wake up, it's just hard to remember every blessing that we have. I just wanted to speak briefly on innocence this morning, but I wanted to come up, to the roof of my job, and I want to show y'all real quick what I see in the morning. Now, it wasn't raining when I came to my job this morning. I used to get up at about 4 o'clock, sometime 3:45, and I come here, pretty early, usually an hour and a half, 2 hours earlier than I actually have to, because it's quiet, it's peaceful. And I've always liked the nighttime. I've always liked the peace and quiet. So I come here, make my rounds and do the things that I have to do as an engineer. But I stand here sometime when I make my rounds. I come to the roof and I make my way down through the garage. But when I come here, I look at the trees, I look at the view that I have. And it's a long way from the views that I had when I was on the inside. When I used to walk that track, all I saw was fences. And sometimes in certain areas of the track, you're gonna see 3, 4, 5 fences. You see brick buildings, you see woods. Sometimes you don't see cars because some of the prisons are secreted, understandably for, public safety. They're, secreted deep in the woods, far away. And that's all you see sometimes. You see wildlife, you see the beauty, you might see rabbits, and you might see hawks in the air, and condors, vultures, and what have you, snakes and things like that, even in your pod. I remember one time we saw a crayfish in the pod at Greensville. I was in an A unit, which was one of the worst units at one time. And, the pods on the floor, the ground floor, because Greensville, that area in Virginia, is a swampy area. Many of the prisons and the places are built on swamplands. So what happens is, when it rains, the whole yard is flooded. I'm talking about flooded. It was I want to say 3 building, A3, or A unit 3 building. The whole side of and it was a pretty decent sized rec yard, made the size of a football field. The whole side, the entire side of the rec yard would be 4, 5, 6, 7 inches, even a foot underwater. So, we would have snakes sometime in the pod. Guys have caught snakes, barehanded, killed snakes or whatever. You would see rats, you would see plenty of mice. You had to put your food up or tie your bags real tight, because mice would and we didn't get mice traps. They would have an exterminator come through sometime, but that was about the gist. But I just wanted to speak briefly on innocence, because a lot of people that watch this, people that are free, and I hope that there are those who will watch this, who are incarcerated, who are locked up eventually, and get something from it. But there are those who are free, who watch this and they wonder, who is this guy who's committed crimes to share what he does share, to do what he does, and I'll begin one day to post some of the stuff that I have done and I continue to do along with others in the inner city with the youth. Who am I? I'm just someone that recognizes the mistakes he's made, and I'm striving to do and be a better person, and that is sincere. And those that know me know that is who I am. Not perfect, make mistakes, get angry, get frustrated like everybody else, but I work hard every day. I strive hard every day to help my family as best I can, do what I can, and friends alike. But I know guys that are innocent inside. I'm writing a brother now. His aunt asked me to write him, and he's in the Maryland prison system, and he's innocent. He went out to sell some weed one day with a friend of his, and a fight broke out, and a friend shot and ran. And when he shot a guy, the guy died. How do I know this? Well, his aunt has been going to court with him for 15 years. And they looked for the friend. He never told on the friend. And it's a lot to the cases. But I know another guy from Richmond. I know 3 guys that actually innocent. One was from Richmond. And his son, he did it. He gave him 66 years for a murder he didn't do. And I mentioned this in one of my previous posts, but there's a reason why I'm speaking about innocence. 7 years ago, this guy lost his 15-year-old son, but he's innocent, right? I didn't like what I had to endure. I didn't like having to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning because there was a whistle blown and you have to stand for count. And the reason you stand for count is because there was a person that was killed. My apologies, not in this situation, someone was, but there was a man who went to sleep, never woke up. He had a heart attack. He never woke up, and for 3 days he laid in his bed, dead. And the prison guards used to come through, and just do count. They never knew that man was dead. And so now it's mandatory that in the prison system you stand up for count, move, stuff like that to make sure that, the officers know that you're alive. So, you stand up at 3, you hear the whistle, you hear the fights, you see the blood, you smell the urine, you fight for showers, you stand in line for a microwave, you see fights at the microwave, guys get mad because of the noise in the pod, the TV's loudness. I've known guys that have actually cut the cords on the televisions while everyone was gone and no one was looking. Cut the back of the cord because the TVs are so loud. And you tell guys, man, keep the noise down. Don't have the TV blasting early in the morning or, late at night, But you got some guys that think just because they didn't fought a few people or shot a few people, that they're immune, to retribution. They're immune. And they're not. But some guys don't want to fight. Some guys don't want to do that, so they'll go another route. And they'll cut cords. They'll pour water behind a microwave or inside of TVs. So imagine having to go through all that. And plenty more. I'm talking about lockdowns where you can't take showers for 5-6 days. I'm talking about watching your family members die, getting obituaries, getting programs from funerals in your cell where you have to read your brothers and your family members, your sisters, your cousins are pallbearers for your grandparents, for your own children, right? So one of the guys from Richmond I know, he did time, he's still doing time. And 7 years ago, his 15-year-old son was killed, right? You're guilty of your crimes, you take what come with it, but you're innocent. When you take what come with it, it doesn't feel the same. I know another guy who did time, same thing, innocent, and he had several witnesses in Richmond, several. Got on the stand, cried, told the judge, he said, man, I sell drugs. I'm not a killer. This man never got in. I fight for 27 years in prison. He wasn't that type of guy. You knew he wasn't that type of guy, but he had witnesses. The times did not add up, but he still was sentenced to life. He lost his mom, his father, other family members, wife. She was alive, but divorces. And it was just what came with the territory, So I'm saying that there are those who watch this and, so many of you all support what I'm striving to do. You support my intention, you support me. And I'm so grateful, man. When I say I'm humbled, this is the truth, this is crazy. I went to a park this weekend with a good friend of mine. And it was a park it's in Maryland and Virginia. It's called Great Falls National Park. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, you can walk, there's trails, it's quiet. You're gonna see geese and ducks and birds and herring and frogs. You're gonna see it all, man. It's so beautiful. And it's just, so I'm walking. So I'm at one of these places where you can overlook the falls. So I'm standing there and 2 guys are standing at another portion of the overlook. I'm not lying. And one guy turned around and said, hey, man, won't you be on YouTube? So I look at him, and I still had that, mentality where, I don't know who you are, when you say that, like, because I don't really think in terms like I'm a YouTube person. I do this from the heart, and you all respond in kind, and I'm grateful. So it was a guy named Brandon. And he was like, man, I watch it. I appreciate what you do, man. keep doing it. And we spoke for a long time. And it just caught me off guard, man. I'm sitting here at a park in Virginia, deep in Virginia. I was like in Fairfax and McLean area. And this guy just out the blue recognized me, man. And you know, he was like, man, keep doing what you do, man. And so, you know, shout out to you, Brandon. Man, real talk, man, from the heart. Chokes me up, man, because a lot of people are grateful for what I'm striving to do, man. You know, and so know that everybody that's inside is not guilty. A lot, the majority are guilty. But there are people inside of prison, man, who are innocent, and yet they have to suffer the nasty roommates. They have to suffer the great disrespect from officers. They are officers. They have to suffer the terrible medical, you know, practices. You have people that die in prison because, you know, the medical is terrible. Anybody that was at Nottoway prison, man, listen, let me tell you, man, they got some doctors that don't even care nothing about you, man. There was a brother that had a bad back. He had a sciatic nerve pinch, and he bent over every 20 feet. He literally had to stretch his back because the nerve was pinched. He fought for 5 months, man, just to go to medical, And then when he got over there, the doctor, who was a veterinarian, asked him, do you smoke or do you have tattoos? They got to do with the sciatic nerve, man. You know, but this is what brothers had to face, you know, and then they don't want to send you out on to MCV or some hospital because it costs them money to pay the guards to drive you to MCV. And so they would rather you sit there and take a Motrin, you know, and hope that you don't file paperwork than help you out. So there are people that are innocent, man, that don't deserve. So like I said, man, you know, we can judge, and the guilty, please judge us. Judge me, man, for my mistakes. Cool. But know that everybody inside is not guilty. Know that everybody who is guilty inside is not the same as they were when they committed their case, you know. And this is the thing about I'm learning about myself. You know, we have to be careful of how hard we judge, how firm we are in our judgment. You know, we have to be very aware of mercy and grace, man. We have to learn these words, man, because it's rooted in humility, you know. So if we can become humble, if we can become more merciful, more graceful to one another as humans, man, there wouldn't be so many homeless out here. There wouldn't be so many wayward children out here. There wouldn't be so many lonely elders out here, because we would help each other more. But we stand, you know, back. We stand high and mighty, you know, and we judge before we know the tale, you know. And like I said, I've done it, and I do it, and I try to catch myself more and more because, you know, who am I, you know, to judge, right? So, like I said, I didn't want to be long, and I was about 13, 14 minutes, but I thank you all. I really do. Those that know me know I'm sincere. Those that don't, I pray you get to know that I am sincere. Let us be careful of how hard we judge. Be more, and I'm telling myself this is no, you know, I'm telling you all and I'm not telling me, but let us be more mindful of the mercy that we can display as humans, man. You know, the Most High allows us to breathe, and that is a mercy and a kindness. And some of us don't even deserve that breath because we've committed some real heinous mistakes and crimes. Let us be more kind, you know, let us be more friendly to one another, and let us be more just. See, justice is, you know, being fair, you know, weighing everything. That is justice, when you weigh everything, right? Not just what you see, not just what you hear, but it's everything when you can learn it. So thank you all for liking this. Thank you all for subscribing. You know me, I'm on Facebook under my name, Khalid Kareem, you know, and I'm on Instagram, Khalid Kareem 75, man. You know, and that, you know, you'll see me out in the parks, you'll see me out in the project, you'll see me striving to do and be more. And those that assist and help and are a part of it, man, I shout out all of you all who write people, who display mercy and kindness to everybody, man. And as best you can, as best we can with our understanding. So, you know, keep your head up, you know, wake up, go to sleep, count your blessings, man. And again, you know, enjoy the view, you know, enjoy it. There's a lot of storms coming too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I get home, I'm gonna probably wash me 2 loads of clothes and get me some rest. You know, and finish working on this second poem book. But thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Take care of yourselves. You know, those you love, let them know you love them. You know, those you care for, let them know you care for them. If you got a beef with one another, it'll be all right. always leave room in your heart for growth, and for growth, and let us stay humble. Appreciate you all. Peace.